Nah, homie, we ain't forget about you. We want to still know what happened to you. Right back at it. Let's get it.
Yo, we do, man. I ain't lying. I ain't lying. I ain't lying.
Bro, that car was sitting here facing the wrong way, and her homegirl walked in.
You see, sometimes we have prosecuting attorneys and, judges who are related to some of these people. And sometimes, a lot of times, most times, or during certain times, and so, these people actually get off from their crimes. And what they would do is not let the media cover it so much, because it'll keep it, to not let the media cover it so much because it'll keep it being unnew. Just like when the protesters was going on, you watch the TV, it was constantly on. So when they don't constantly do that, they want you to also now forget about the situation that had happened. Now, I tried to look up the guy's, record or whatever. Maybe I'm not going into depths, or I don't know exactly how to do it, but I'm gonna go on with my opinion, because this is the awakening. And a lot of you niggas be sleeping and you don't even understand what is going on before you. So based on my opinions, maybe you can conclude whether my opinions are on point or just an opinion. But anyway, seemingly that I believe, like other cases, people have gotten away with things that I myself wouldn't have got away with. If that was me in Dallas, I would be still in prison right now, had that been a vice versa complexion. And a lot of us, we pretend like this stuff don't exist. And Malcolm X told you a long time ago what they told him. We're not gonna be in the sheets and walking around with the Klan uniform on. No, we're gonna be in high positions. Blah. And here they are. So now, if I pulled out a stunt like that, or even yourself, what do you think would happen? Would you still be in prison right now? I mean, after all, for an assault with a gun that he had no what I'm looking for, something so simple, permit for. He was able to still get out on $1,000 bond. Like, really? And he probably didn't even get any time for that. Supposedly, he was convicted of 3, whatever crimes it was that they publicly told everybody. And a lot of times we can't always believe what's publicly spoken on. When these kind of situations occur, you have to make it your duty to go in to see, because you publicly allow them to tell you that this had happened, and you just go along with what they say because all their words are believable, is the reason why they're so deceitful. Because in your mind you believe that they don't lie, and they're just people, and they're upholding the law and all that other stuff. Yeah, they is upholding the law. They're upholding the law when it's you, and they're upholding law against anybody else who, in particular, that they can't, do nothing for. But other than that, I had a video and I showed you the prisons around the world, how the privilege of certain groups, demographics are living while committing crimes or in prison, living in paradise. So it upsets me when we don't believe that this is occurring. And this is why this man has to be removed out of his position of power. And I'll be glad when God do remove him. And they can become our slaves now. Because that's what they're going to be. Servants. And I quite honestly, they're going to make some hell of a good servants. Yeah. Like, what if it was like this, right? I'm sidetracking. You see all these things that the white man has built, the cities, the spaceships, all this stuff, the houses. What if one day the Lord came and brought him down? Now, upon bringing him down, let me just put it like this. What if they was making all this stuff that you're seeing now for the coming of us to rule? Think about it. What if everything that they already predained, built, and everything that we see now today, the beautiful skyscrapers and all these things, what if they was just happenly to be building that for our kingdom? I'm just saying, what if? So now back to what was at hand. That's a good fantasy, right? But hey, if we are to rule, it'd be nice that they got all this, like God put it in them the way things are, to prepare our kingdom for us. You feel me? Look at that, man. What if they was building our kingdom? All the buildings that they doing and all that stuff that they doing, they're really servants of us, building what God told them to build and gave them the vision to build it. I'm just saying. But anyway, let's get back to it. Now, we got to get back on these stories because it's forgotten about. This guy got off, and what this does is send out signals to other people to do the same thing, which they have been doing afterwards these incidents had happened. And they know they're getting off. They do these things because they know they are privileged. And again, as I stated in my previous video, you all don't think that they know that they are privileged. They know. Go to some of these supermarkets and see them walking their dogs all in the stores and stuff like that. Remember, once upon a time, dogs was just service animals, that the only people that can go in the stores with animals, the dogs, were those who was blind or, some kind of handicap thing or whatever. But now, you may go and find them walking their dogs in the stores now. So this is the privilege that has shined in our faces. And we are not paying attention to this. This is what it means when you have authority and power to make laws, adjust laws, make privileged, make unprivileged. This is what it looks like. This is what rulership in the earth looks like among a group of people. So I encourage any of the people to following to bring this back up and see what's going on. And let's ask Joe Biden, if you put laws that was to target us into place in your crime bills, are you going to reform that? Will you reform that in particular for black people? Because after all, you was the one that put it in place, right? So if you're the one who put it in place and you wasn't the president at that time, right? So now you're the president. Would you want to do that for black people? Would anybody make that suggestion? Would anybody call him out on that? Could he reform his crime bill that targeted black people in particular? This is how you observe where people's heart is at. This shows you where their heart lies. And I just wanted to just get this out real quick, just to bring back, just to show you that it's not over yet. White privilege is going to get more privileged than you ever could imagine. Holla.